Crit status active. Orbital status standby.
What is up, Guardians? This is ItzCowb0y Radio, broadcasting on all frequencies, all the way from here, all the way to Mars, because we go hog tie some Vex today, partner.
Oh my god!
But we'll talk about that later on the show. This is ItzCowb0y Radio, the podcast all about Destiny 2 and all that good fun stuff in regards to this beautiful game that we all love. Don't forget that you can follow us on Twitter at ItzCowb0y Radio. You can check out every place we broadcast the show, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever, on our website at ItzCowb0y.com, or just like search us on your favorite podcast platform, because we are everywhere. Much like the Vex, we are assimilated everywhere, but it's fine.
All throughout time.
Yes. So my name is Pen of the Pound, and to my left, we have the man who is stressing out about having to do a dungeon solo for the first time. We have Tolinator. How you doing?
I'm not stressing out. It's just the solo emblem looks so cool. And I'm just like, I gotta go do it solo.
Yeah, but you still haven't done Pit of Heresy solo, so you gotta step your game up.
I've done it solo. I haven't done it solo flawless.
Get on my level.
Oh my god.
Cool.
That's next week I'm doing that.
And to my right, we have the sleepless one, the hard worker, the NB with no fear. We have Prismatic. How you doing?
I'm all right. I lived. I lived to work another day.
Hell yeah. Love that. Are you excited for some cowboy shit once you get done working?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Eh.
Why aren't you excited for cowboy shit?
I'm excited for a new dungeon. I've already told you, cowboys aren't really my thing, and then for it to be cowboys against Vex.
Wow, you hating on cowboys while we have a cowboy in our like cast today. That's messed up, Chris.
I like this cowboy and his opinions on things.
So offended.
Speaking of which, across from me, we have TikTok. Well, one of TikTok's like baddest guardians. We have the outlaw himself. ItzCowb0y. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm excited to be here.
Hell yeah. But we appreciate you being here. We've been super appreciative of you supporting the content and whatnot. And your content is freaking hilarious. So we've been loving your build series specifically because it's been helping me tune some of my builds up. So I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, I actually started making a lot more Titan builds because I was listening to the podcast, and I just sort of want to give ideas to players out there. Like, there's a lot of exotics out there that can be built into that can do a lot of things. Right. So I've just been wanting to highlight some of those exotics out there.
I respect it. Because Titans are a great thing. Like, I really feel like our exotics are not like tuned enough to be on like endgame PvE levels, but like for casual play, they definitely can be a lot of fun right now. So I definitely I respect it. All right, so let's dive into this nonsense that we have going on. So, as we all found out, as everyone was sweating their balls off, like getting ready for the new season to drop, they legitimately were like banging on Bungie's door that like literally like Monday afternoon, like, where's the trailer? Where's the trailer? We're all like, bro, calm down. It's okay. And they're like, no, we need a trailer. We're tired of waiting. Give it to us. They finally gave us a screenshot of Osiris and Anna Bray with the Rasputin engram. And everyone kind of chilled out for a minute. Everyone kind of relaxed. Then they said, okay, cool, trailer dropping tomorrow on Tuesday. It's like, we knew this was going to happen. Why are y'all getting mad? We're good. Just wait it out. Finally, Tuesday drops, and we get Season of the Seraph. Beautiful intro, beautiful things going on. You go in, you start doing cool stuff. Anna's trying to get like Rasputin into the exo body. We have to go enlist the help of fucking Clovis Bray. Why? Oh, why? But it's I will say, one of my favorite things was Osiris just dropping his big dick on the table, and then Clovis Bray just going, man, like, just, it felt so disrespectful. But in general, with the seasonal content, I do think that people are getting super upset about the seasonal model when we all knew the seasonal model was going to be this way. It's been the same way since season 13, and like they do reuse some assets from season the worthy, which like debatably was a very unlike season from some people. So it's a stark like choice to do from one perspective. But honestly, I was having a lot of fun. Like these Warmind bunkers are fucking awesome. Like the fact that they made it so it's permanently 5 light above you if you do the playlist versions is freaking cool because it actually gives you challenging content. It's a blast. So I'm here to have a good time. I'm enjoying the content. I'm excited that the Icleos weapons are craftable. I'm loving the new weapons because that pulse rifle, oh baby, listen,
Put it in your
y'all
pants.
know me. Y'all know me. I'm a pulse rifle hoe, and this thing is beautiful. Because not only is it great for PvE, it's great for PvP. Like all you Desperado whores can have your Desperado on it. Like just, oh, it's so good. Like just like the great things are happening in Destiny right now, and I think it all kind of stemmed from the backlash that Bungie was already kind of dealing with when it came to like the content drought and whatnot, and then Glad of all people decided to finally speak up on how he felt, and he wasn't malicious. He very much said from jump, this is just constructive criticism of what was going on, and he spoke about how he was frustrated with the seasonal model. He was tired of having to go to the vendor and like have up rolls in the upgrade table and yada yada. He was tired of it, and Glad, I feel you. I understand you have some opinions here, but please sit down. Like truly sit down, because this goes out to the entirety of the Destiny 2 community for a minute. Y'all all need to sit down and relax, because and Paul Tassi kind of put it in the biggest perspective. Y'all know for a damn fact that Bungie is doing something that no other studio can say they can do. Like the only comparable is Epic with Fortnite. And even then, both studios are keeping their seasonal model very much tuned to a specific packaging season. Like they're giving you content at an accelerated rate that no other studio can match. They're giving you lore, they're giving you content, they're giving you new weapons, they're giving you reprised weapons, they're giving you all kinds of new content to do each like 3-6 months, and you are like being ungrateful as shit. Like granted, is there stuff that needs to be fixed in the game? Yes, that is undebatable. There's PvP issues. There's like hit registration issues at the wazoo. Like there's things that need to be fine tuned about the game. But when y'all are legitimately at Bungie's throat day one of a new season, y'all got me messed up. And shout out to Joe Blackbird, who in response to everyone throwing a fit said, "Hey, we'll take a look at the model." But then he said the thing that like me and Paul Tassi and other people had already been kind of like saying is, even if they want to change anything about the way they do their seasons, it's not gonna happen until like next year. So like all this shit was pre-planned, pre-packaged, like during Witch Queen. So we were gonna be sitting on this content regardless. And then now we know that like seasons like Lightfall and season 20 have been wrapped up, they're ready to go. And now we have to look at 21, 22. So there might be some changes around the corner, like mid 2023, but y'all need
It's
to
like
deal with what's going on.
The season that even if they go do this change, it will not change until at least season 22.
Yeah.
Because season 21 is already in development. They can't change that. You might see a small change to the quest style. You might see a small change here and there, but you're not going to see that big change you're looking for until that third season, when they actually have time to sit down and be able to do that, because it takes a while to code stuff. They're already working on the next big expansion. They're already working on all the content for next year.
Right.
They're already working on the Wrath of the Machine. They're already working on that.
Well, we don't even know if they can pull out Leviathan if they ask if they wanted to, but yeah, like Toll has a point. They're doing all this content, and they're able to give us this like volume of content every 3 to 6 months, and y'all still bitching. Like, what other studio can you say is doing this? Not like besides Epic. Like no one.
And
So
don't say anything about Call of Duty. Like, no,
like Call of Duty is a fucking mess. You can't throw Call of
not
Duty
a
in
mess,
this.
but it's like, and to everybody who's like, "Oh, Destiny's dying," to everybody who plays the game for more than like 8 hours a day, there are other games to play. There are other big games that have come out. Call of Duty's coming out with their Season 1 Reloaded content. There's all these new... If you're on PlayStation and you have PlayStation Plus this month, you can get the Mass Effect Legendary Collection. You can play all the Mass Effect games.
Well, and Total's brought up a good point as well. Like, I think the biggest problem with the community right now is we're listening to the echo chambers of people who play this game every day for content.
Right.
Like, you're
We're
hearing
listening to the loud minority right now.
Right.
It drives me nuts. And I know Cowboy and I've been reposting a lot of your videos because they're all making sense. They're
Speak on it.
They're all great takes. And it's just, I'm tired of having to listen to all the big content creators complain about how they're not enjoying the game. And it's like, great, go play something else for a little bit. Go do something else. It's okay. Like, go get ready for the dungeon where I know I'm gonna be bound and grinding the end of this whole season. I'm getting ready for Lightfall Day 1 raid. Like, that's my whole purpose of this season. Have fun, some content, but
here, Cowboy, like for those who haven't seen your content, like you kind of like expound on like how you've been feeling about everything, like how
yes,
we're
please,
over here bitching.
So my general content is usually build stuff or helpful guides, but recently I've been having like a little bit of resentment towards the community. There's been a lot of hatred towards the devs at Bungie, or just people within the community getting mad at other people, just over things that don't make any sense. My friend Cray, he made a video earlier today. This is a video that Toll was talking about, where he mentioned that people are getting mad at people who are complaining that they're being spoiled on like the new stuff before they can even see it in game. When it's a movie, it's typically the opposite way, where if you spoil a movie, people get mad at the person who spoiled it for everyone else. And me personally, I really don't like the spoilers within the community, because I like to experience things when they come out. And when a lot of people are just posting the data mines and this and that, it can be a little bit frustrating to enjoy the game when I already know what's going to happen without the surprise of it ever happening.
That's fair.
So
Agreed.
I've been bringing it up a little bit recently, because I went to bed Tuesday night and I woke up Wednesday morning and I was tagged in a bunch of videos about the dungeon, which I'm super glad the dungeon is getting the cowboy armor. It's super cool. I'm not going to act like I'm not going to do this dungeon now because I got spoiled a few days early. But it would have been nice to log in today, do the dungeon, and get that helmet and be like, holy shit, Titans have a cowboy hat. Get a cloak. Holy shit, Hunters have a cowboy hat. Get the helmet on Warlock. Holy shit, it's all cowboy themed.
Oh, you're right. But like in terms of the infighting in the community, like how have you been feeling about that?
The infighting itself, it's really like we're getting to the point where like the line's being drawn in the sand, where you're either on the side of these big creators who are like super complaining about the game, or you're like I've been seeing a lot of small creators just talking about just how much we're really getting for how little that we actually pay, and comparatively to other bigger MMOs, we're doing a lot great. But the community just always was this feeling for we need more and more and more when we're getting a lot, or just people complain about the reskins. It's just very tiring. Like, we've been having these same conversations for a long time.
You're not wrong. And honestly, I feel like my biggest thing is like people are expecting Bungie to give us a new expansion every season and have like new guns, new changes, and like everything brand new at, like on top of the world. But it's like it doesn't make feasible sense. And I think that's what bothers me the most. And like, especially the people who have been complaining about things like skill-based matchmaking or like airborne effectiveness and yada yada. They're expecting Bungie to like have that all fixed day one of season 19. That was not going to happen. You're off the cuff if you think that was going to happen.
To all the people out there saying, "Oh, we should go back to how it was pre-Forsaken with the DLC,"
All Tassie.
do you not remember how bad the content was back then? You don't remember how it was just how that game was actually dead back then. The game was actually
you had one expansion, that was it. You had nothing else.
And you had the 2 DLC drops, all the content in those, and that was it. Right now, we're in the best possible. We'll have content, seasonal content. You can literally log in once a week, do the quest line, and log out. Other than that, you can log in, get your pinnacles done, do some other stuff, get some bounties done, do a raid. Like, there's stuff to do.
Right.
The time gating of the story and the content is something that a lot of people complain about too.
Well, and my counter to that is, would you prefer you get all of the content in the first week and then you be complaining about, oh, there's nothing to do then? Or like that's my big thing is like you can't have it both ways. You can't have like Bungie give you a mountain of content for you to tear through, because then there'd be videos from people like Cheese Forever going, here's how you get through all this content in one day. Here's how you can AFK farm all the content. And yada, yada.
If you want to do all that content in one day, cool. Just wait until like the last few weeks of the season. Go nuts.
Right. And like that's my big thing as well, is like you really out here sweating this for no reason. Like I'm over here ranting about this because I'm frustrated. I legit see all this infighting in the community, and straight up all these big creators, and you can't just be like, yo, I'm gonna grind all these red borders in one day. I'm gonna do all this content in one day. You can't. You cannot do it, because then you're gonna look at Bungie like, fill my plate back up, and you can't do that. Because let's be 100% honest. Let's go back to D1 when you had the House of Wolves expansion. What were y'all doing after the House of Wolves expansion came out? Nothing. You were grinding for weapons. You were having a good time. You were bothering nothing. You were just playing Vault of Glass, and you were getting your pinnacles, and you were done. You didn't say, where's my new guns? Where's my new this? You knew there was an expansion down the road, but that's all you had. So I really feel like we need to dial back expectations. You're expecting Bungie to give you so much content in a small amount of time. And then you want to be like, hey, yo, we should be caring about our developers and not have them on crunch. But then y'all want more and more and more and more and more and more and more. It's ridiculous. And I will play devil's advocate. There is stuff that Bungie needs to work on, but there is no other studio like Bungie where they are so transparent about things. Could they be more transparent in terms of some things? Yes. But are they more transparent than other studios? Yes. That's why last night when freaking Final Fantasy 14 won the best community award, I was like, okay. So I really need everyone to take a step back and just understand it. Like, especially now that Blackburn has come out and said what he said, y'all need to chill out. Chris, your thoughts?
Oh, now that I'm taking a bite of food, now you want to pass the mic to me.
How am I supposed to know that?
Well, I agree with a lot of everything that you guys have said. My other gripe is that a lot of these creators, or the people that complain about the time gating of the missions and the seasonal content, if we take that away, then they grind it all out in a day and they complain. But you tell these people, like, if you don't want, like, go play something else. Go do something else. Like, you don't have to sit here and grind, 20 hours a day on Destiny every single, like, there are other games out there. But then they'd push back against that too, like, oh, well, that's not the point. It's like, what? If you don't like it here, you don't have to stay here. But B, like, don't just stay here to complain. Don't continue to feed negativity into the community. We don't need it. I've said a lot that, like, the community is great and we do a lot of really cool things, but it's just become this cloud of negativity to where, like, I didn't even really want to play the game earlier this week. There were certain creators on TikTok who were posting spoilers and stuff, and it was like on the screen so fast I couldn't click away. And it's just like, I'm like Cowboy. I don't really want spoilers. I wish they could have put the dungeon out on Tuesday so I could have played it and not had to worry about it. But, or do what they did with Prophecy, and I will come back and beat this horse with a stick. Do what you did with Prophecy. Say nothing. Just drop a fucking dungeon. Because I was hype as shit when Prophecy came out short notice. I was at work, and you probably could have heard me down the street. Just super excited to get off of work and go home and go do the thing. And even if the dungeon is not my style, I'm still going to play the shit out of it. And that's partially why I wasn't in a tizzy when they weren't telling us anything about this season. I'm going to play the content. I invest in a year's worth of content at the beginning of the year. Like, I know I'm going to be here every single season. That's why I don't feel the need to demand these things from Bungie. And for the love of God, Paul Tassi, please. We do not need to go back to the era of Warmind and Curse of Osiris. We do not. We don't need to have a DLC's worth of content every 3 months. Like, we're good with the DLC and the 4 seasons. I don't want to go back to content who's like, yeah, look at all this stuff. You can literally see everything in the trailer, and then it's just, a ghost town for a whole year or 6 months or whatever. So we need people in the community to stop getting upset and just yelling to the masses to get them on their side about the game and the state of the game. Yes, things need to be fixed. I would really like to know what the friggin' scoring system is for the new PvP, because I don't get it. Watching Falcon play yesterday, I was confused. But Bungie is... They're building a story. That's what these DLCs are for, is they're getting to the end of the story that they started with Destiny 1. And you're not gonna... I don't think that they have... Everybody brings up the fact that they signed the deal with Sony. I don't think that they have the manpower, though, to give us DLC worth, like, big DLC content every 3 months. Like, they would have to increase so much on their end, especially if they're also avoiding, putting everybody on crunch and burning everybody out. Like, appreciate what we have, goddammit.
Hey man, you speaking on it, like, for real. Because for me, it's one of those things of, like, I woke up day one, I fucking got on, I was like, oh my god, the Icleal weapons are craftable. I can go find the little Warmind pyramid looking things and hear Rasputin's mixtape again. Like, I'm over here having a fun time looking around for things and like exploring. Like, this is dope. Hell, the fact that there was a freaking Warmind bunker behind Clovis's big head, I'm like, that makes so much sense. You go down there and like there's a whole thing. I'm like, that makes so much freaking sense that the Clovis would have some secret stuff back there. Like, we just didn't know it, and it's so funny. Like there was just a random icon pointing down. I'm like, oh,
you just reminded me of my other point. To the people that are complaining about reused assets, especially when it comes to, like, the Fallen catches and these Warmind bunkers. You know how car manufacturers work? Where they make the same model. When they figure out something works, they just make the same model and it looks kind of the same. That's what you would do. Catches should look all, pretty similar on the inside. If these these Rasputin bunkers, it would make sense that they look the same for the most part on the inside because these were bunkers that people were working in. Like, that's how buildings work. So please, yes, to an extent, there are going to be reused assets because that's what would make sense. It wouldn't make sense to go into a war mine bunker and every single one looks different, or go into a catch and every single one looks different. It'd be like hopping on your Sparrow and every single one looks different, or getting a Tex Mechanica gun and every single one looks the same. Like, please stop. Some reused assets make sense if you think about it in like a real world context.
Yeah.
I'm done now.
I
will real spicy Chris back in.
I love letting you go off. I love letting you go off because it's freaking savage. I love it. So just everyone needs to dial it back and just enjoy the content. Like,
there's content here. Bungie has figured out the seasonal model, and it works. It's worked for a while. Like, I didn't hear this complaining back in Season of the Haunted. And Season of the Haunted's activity, I think, was the worst one we had all season.
Honestly, yeah, because it was a glorified public event. Yeah.
It literally was a glorified public event. You could run around on Leviathan with 1350 sunset weapons and not have a problem.
And they
now
never addressed that either, yeah.
We're getting, and all of the old like ways you could oob out of the map were still there.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was hilarious. That like they just ported over Leviathan, made it all fancy, but didn't take out any of the old oob spots. All
so
there.
Comical. It's so comical.
And now we're getting these really cool Warmind bunkers into everybody saying, oh, it's the Season of the Worthy. I never played Season of the Worthy. Wasn't playing during that time. So to me, this is all brand new content. I'm like, oh, this is cool. The content makes sense. Everything. Bungie has actually done. I'm very happy with this season. I was very happy with last season. I loved the Catch Crash activities. I loved Master Catch Crash. I thought Master Catch Crash was a great difficulty increase.
Hell, yes, Catch Crash was the first time we had like almost a menagerie level event since Menagerie.
And the champions in Master Catch Crash were but it was still fun. And I cannot wait for Master Heist Battlegrounds. I think that's going to be so much fun. I enjoyed the Season of the Risen Master Battlegrounds so much. I thought they were so much fun.
So we are going to definitely have some fun.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
I think he's referring to the community. The community.
The community.
Well, you were telling me. I'm like, wait, but no, like Toe has a point. Like we all need to just sit down, shut up, and also, for the love of God, like to the people who are yelling at Bungie on Twitter, y'all really need to calm down. We've said this before. Y'all are gonna mess up, and we're gonna lose the ability to communicate with Bungie about things. We're gonna lose the ability to.
It's literally gonna start becoming like what Call of Duty has, where they literally just get certain little things. We are so lucky that we get TWABs every week. Yes, sometimes they don't have a lot, and yes, sometimes I'm disappointed by it, but it's still like nice to know what's going on, what known issues, all this art they're sharing, and it's just like I'm happy. Honestly, I would be so happy if they just put for any dungeon or raid that comes out, the day of it, they just put a patch out that drops the raid or the dungeon or whatever, and not put it in with the regular season content or that patch. Just don't have it in the game until launch.
I mean, that's kind of what they did with the dungeon, where they straight up were just like, "Hey, we're not going to show you any of the guns or any of the armor." Like until the day of it was the data miners that found the armor and the gun pictures.
It couldn't be in the game for the data miners to find until
I think
literally the day of.
I think that then becomes an integration problem because they have to be able to test it live with the servers.
Right.
So they're
limited on what they could do.
If you do it that way, you'd have to release it during the week where there's actually people there to actively be working on bugs and patches and stuff. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just like, I would much rather they do that than have the data miners, go and spoil everything. But just realistically. Also, before we move on, I do have one more point.
Go for it.
To the people that are saying that this is just Season of the Worthy, did y'all play Season of the Worthy? Like,
because that was public event hell.
was it just me? Because I know that the bunkers look the same. You got the big slide and the room with the map of the planets on the wall, and you hit the bottom of the slide, you try to jump across the room and not kill yourself. Like, that is from Season of the Worthy. I haven't had to fight off a bunch of Cabal for balls. Like, season, and
You haven't had to fight off the Cabal balls.
Cabals. And the
Cabals.
little Rasputin things that you find, those were on Mars. Those weren't part of Season of the Worthy. So
Yeah.
that was like a throwback to, before the darkness took Mars. So bringing one, it's not Season of the Worthy. I get where the scenery comes in, but it's so not. Like,
It could be so much worse.
we could do that public event again and have the freaking golem break after you unlock it, but it's not. It's just, they're just bringing stuff back that makes sense to bring back.
Right. And like they're trying to book in the Clovis and Anna and like stuff and also bring Rasputin to a point where Rasputin can help us. And also, I'll admit the one thing that I'm kind of like, what's going on is Zivu Arath. Can you stop just like waking up every like 6 months and coming to be a threat? Because like you the thorn in my side that needs to shut up.
Nah, keep Zivu Arath around. I like just Zivu Arath randomly. It's like Zivu Arath is still there, and I was like, when is Zivu Arath gonna show up again?
Like,
and
when
then,
are we actually going
there
to
she
see
is.
Zivu Arath besides like the one shadow picture we got? Like,
I
want to
like
see
that.
her.
I like the mystery behind Zivu Arath. For a while, it was like the mystery of who Savathun was for a long time, and I think Zivu Arath is becoming that next big like hidden bad guy. Because Marasav's been fighting her for a very long time during like all of the stuff that's been happening in between Season of the Hunt and now. They've been going at each other in the Ascendant
Mhm.
Plane. So like Zivu Arath is still there, and I think next year we're going to be seeing a lot more of her. To the point
I just want
where
to see like a video of her existence, Nick Flabbit.
Why?
I want to know she exists. Like I want to like, especially now that like, oh, she has a war song. I'm like, okay, so we had Savathun's song, and we have like Zivu Arath's war song. Can we like get Zivu Arath in game, just like smack the shit out of a Cabal, like something?
No,
I'm
like
begging.
she ruins the Cabal with her thrall. That was how your boy got fucked up on the moon.
and like we know from some dialogue this season that she moved an entire army through the Ascendant Plane to Tora Bottle,
Yikes.
the Cabal home planet, and massacred the Cabal on there. We know that happened.
Yeah. So so straight up, overall, everyone just needs to dial it the hell back and relax, and then just enjoy what we got going on, and be excited because the dawning's next week. Like, we're literally getting seasonal story content next week and the dawning. That's so cool. So just like everyone, just be excited, and let's see what happens. From there, I do want to talk about sort of like a little bit about the dungeon a little bit, because we do have knowledge. People are streaming it right now because we are literally recording like as the dungeon is going live. I'm happy we're going back to Mars.
You got your Vex dungeon.
That's kind of. I finally got my Vex dungeon, but why, Budgie? Out of all of the Vex constructs that exist in this world, why did you bring back the consecrated mind? Because you showed it in the trailer, and I'm like, why is this damn freaking giant harpy back? And to their credit, the Vex will always keep bringing back their machines. That's what they do. That's a lore tie-in. I can't be mad at that. And also, to be fair, we've reused every like almost every dungeon has had a reused like asset as a boss. Like, other than Keitel, like we still had a dude for like the fucking dude from Crown of Sorrow as the boss, like for the first encounter. You had like they reused basically all of Crota's End as Pit of Heresy and just remixed a bunch of crap. Like the Shattered Throne has the reuse ogre, like Taken Ogre, and the reuse Taken Witch. So it's like there's almost every dungeon has had a reused asset as a boss, but like really the Consecrated Mind, you couldn't give me like freaking like Curse of Osiris Panoptes or something like some or could have been like, hey, like freaking old girl Coria is still alive and Coria retreated to this place. Like it's like because Coria got robbed, dog. Coria looked like she was big enough to be a damn dungeon boss, and I was able to thunder crash her in one hit and kill her. I was so disappointed. So like I really hope this dungeon is a banger. I'm really hoping this dungeon is a banger and I can farm it to my heart's content. But man, Consecrated Mind. If I have to pick up one piece of throw up, I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be done. It's gonna be some bullshit. If I have any voltaic overflow, I'm gonna be pissed. Just flat. I will say the guns look dope. The cowboy armor looks dope. Cowboy, you've been kind of quiet. Are you excited about going into the dungeon?
I'm extremely excited to go in this dungeon. Looking at I love build crafting, so I'm looking at all these weapons just in the collections right now. And a lot of these are either archetype of weapons that we've never seen before, or just we rarely get anymore. For two of them, they're straight up 2 new frames, 120 Scout and a double fire grenade launcher. Can't wait to see how those work. We got a sidearm. That's an aggressive burst. Those are the 2-round burst sidearms. So think Breachlight. I think Unforgiven from Trials. Yes. I think that's the same. Yeah. So it's gonna be Stasis, one of those. High impact machine gun. Not too hyped about that one because I'm in love with this season's machine gun.
Still haven't gotten that yet. I'm very upset.
It is very good. I've been trying to craft this weapon. I was already gotten 2 other weapons to get fully red bordered and ready, but the machine gun is probably my most hyped weapon. The retrofit Escapade. That is what I'm looking for this season. But inside the dungeon, I'm really hyped for the armor and just all the cosmetics that come with it.
Hell yeah! But in terms of the season overall, how are you feeling though?
I'm really enjoying it. I guess it's a bit of a hot take opinion, but I really prefer the 3-player activities a lot more than the 6-player activities. And This one has probably been my favorite one so far because I'm one of those people who bounty prep, who get to max level so I can do GMs and stuff. And when there's an activity in the game that I can do at any time, no matter what power level I'm at, that says, hey, no matter how strong you are, the enemies are stronger, with a lot of density and just new mechanics in it as well. It makes me excited to farm the activity. And for when a higher difficulty version of it comes out, I'm even more hyped. So I'm really loving this season. I like the seasonal loop with doing the playlist activities or just doing other activities in the game and then coming back to the seasonal when you want to do the seasonal stuff.
Hell yeah.
A voice of
honestly, I'm really. I think next week's gonna even add more of a development to it because we gotta bake cookies and fuck with the Warmind. Hell yeah! It's gonna be fun. I'm still really
sad. Able to feed Rasputin.
Bro, that'd be funny. I'm still sad we can't take cookies to Rivet anymore. When they took that out last year, I was so depressed because I used to love typing in the code in the wish wall and taking cookies to Rivet and freaking people out. They're like, "Why are we here?" I'm like, "I'm taking cookies to Rivet. What do you mean?" It was fun as hell.
It's all fun and games until you're about to launch the code and somebody fires a grenade launcher at the wall,
or thunder crashes the whole wall. Toll.
That was one time.
I was with a group one time where there was one guy putting in the code, and every time the guy would move to a different corner, somebody that was in the back of the room would go to a corner they were already working on and start shooting and randomizing the symbols. I was like, oh, we're going to be here forever.
And the fact that we have to play we have to do a last wish this week for Moments of Triumph, I'm just like, frick, bro. I don't want to do last wish. This, though it is refreshing though going back to the last wish after a while because like other raids get dull. Though I will say, going to do Deepstone this week and getting a red border gun was hella exciting. So I'm very much hyped to grind Deepstone. I will say it's funny that we did get Deepstone craftable the same season that it's Anabray and Clovis themed. I'm like, y'all did that on purpose, didn't you?
Yeah.
Y'all clever.
Y'all can go get Deepstone crafted weapons. There's still much stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
And especially like here, probably I think it's gonna be like week 4 of the month. You're gonna be able just to like actually no, we're week 3 rather. You're gonna be able just to go into Deepstone and farm. Like you're gonna see so many compilations of just Atrax dying in 2 weeks from just people trying to farm Heritage in succession. It's gonna be out of control.
If I could just get one.
Just thunder crash. Well, no, because how the raid rotation works is when the raid is in rotation, you can farm endlessly. So that's going to be people just farming the encounter over and over and over again.
Yes, and
Is that what Prism meant?
Yeah, that's what I meant. You know, as the person that still doesn't have a sniper.
So we gonna be killing bitches. Like you gonna see Thunder Crash compilations, you gonna see Parasite compilations.
Remember, I'm being cock blocked by RNGesus again. First it was the glaive, and now it's the sniper.
Watch you just get all shotguns the whole time. Like every time we kill Atrax, just shotguns endlessly.
The amount of
You're just like,
the amount of time that other people got the glaive when I was grinding Rolk, and they would tell me, I'm like, I don't care. Run it again.
We're going back in.
Load the checkpoint.
We're going back. I need it. Bro, that was me. What was it like last week when we had to go and do master what's the exhibition for somebody in our clan? And quite literally I got called in to do it. I'm like, I don't want it. But I did it.
I heard.
And it was just like and it was like we finally got it done. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm leaving. I ain't coming back here. We ain't doing this no more. And it was so funny too, doing Master Expedition. I'm like the one person staying alive while everyone dies. I'm just like, what's going on, guys?
I love that raid. I hate Master. Ugh.
I will say I'm really
all I have to do to finish Master for that raid, and then I just have to do a few odds and ends, is just a Master Caretaker, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, hey, yo, Bungie, since we doing a Clovis theme season, can you like add a patch for a Master Deepstone for me, please?
No.
Master Deepstone.
No.
Can I get a Master Deepstone?
No.
Master Deepstone 2023. Like, that would be great.
Oh.
You know how awesome that would be? Like Master Deepstone.
Absolutely
like
not.
Crypt security on crack, bro. I'll be so here for it. Like Atrax, where like you can't just thunder crash him, and you actually have to use strategy. Could you imagine? Like, I would love that.
All right.
Like,
We're getting Panda's ghost and putting it in a cage. Then he can go into Master Deepstone.
That's rude. Cowboy, I need you to back me up here. I need you to back me up. Like, Master Deepstone would be great.
It would be great, but I wouldn't be doing it still until the adept weapons are made better than the crafted weapons. I really don't like doing master raids.
Bro,
I do like the cosmetics.
Weapons.
Panda,
weapons would be amazing.
Panda, listen, Linda. If you want a harder Deepstone, petition Bungie to bring back actual hard mode raids where your master is not champions and match game.
Hey, yo, Toll, I got a pitch for you. You ready? Toll.
I'll hold up my bat.
Master Garden.
I mean, no. I already don't like. Well, as much as I love Garden, I hate that boss fight because that can make or break your run, and it's so annoying.
But like master weapons from Garden would be awesome.
You know,
Yes,
as
I
much
like
as
the
I
fusion
would,
rifle. I like the bow, but I
as
don't
much as
care.
I would love to
I'd rather
spend
get it crafted.
16 hours in a raid straight. No, fucking no, absolutely not. You would never, ever. They would have to come out with something fucking amazing to get my ass in a master version of that raid.
That's mean.
Never, ever, ever. No, like, you just be like, hey, we'll give you Varix and Mithrax. You can do whatever you want with them. Be like, fuck, I guess I'm going into the raid. But no, not doing it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to have Red clip that. That was great.
No regrets, not
snap.
even a single letter.
Oh my gosh. That
fun.
was great.
don't
So
need-
do we have any listener questions?
Yeah, we do.
Especially because we have Cowboy here. This will be a fun time to answer some listener questions.
But my opinion on the season so far, I love
Oh
it.
yeah, sure.
I love it. I'm enjoying the new season. I'm enjoying the fact that they're like, hey, we're gonna give you all these weapons, weapons you can craft. We're gonna give you all this different stuff, and on top of that, I'm actually taking this time to finish a few backlogged seals. I'm getting to work. I finished Gumshoe, and I never want to do another Master Wellspring again.
You'll do it with me, right?
I'm while I look for these.
I'll do it with you, Prince. Because I need to
I'll
too.
do it, but
But when
I was doing them for 2.5 hours. All I needed was one red border Father Sins. I couldn't get it. I got the recipe for the Warlock Exotic Glaive. I got some good armor pieces. And I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to go run a regular. The first regular I run, I get the red border. I'm just sitting here seething with rage because it's just, I could have just run this and gone to bed.
We'll run it, but we'll level
Very
up some
upset.
more so we don't have to do that fucking fight for your life that we did the other day.
Yes, that was fun. So this one was from this listener question is from Fuika.
Okay.
Titan players, how do you feel now that the Lightfall Game of the Year trailer is out? The Game Awards trailer's out. That you can literally carry people.
I feel like we're about to be a glorified taxi service, but I do think that it will lend into some. So for those who don't know, in the Lightfall Game Awards trailer, they showed that the new strand like grapple hook thing, you can grapple onto Titans while they're thunder crashing. But like in terms of it, I think it can lead to some really cool like build combinations. Like in terms of like you thunder crashing onto a Titan as they're hitting a boss, and then you hitting them with a super, or like a direct impact attack. So that can be kind of cool. But like I'm more excited for the giant fucking drill hands or the claws. I'm excited for that shit because I still say I hate that with stasis all we got was like an ice covered fist. Like we need like an axe
That's what you're good at.
or like something.
But it's what you're good at.
What, fisting?
I was going with punching, but sure. Yeah, Titans exceed at fisting, Panda. You know, Titan punch.
They had to nerf them.
Cowboy, you make Titan builds. How do you feel about being a taxi service?
I'm excited to be a taxi service. I was telling my friend Craig that he better be thunder crashing so I can just grapple onto him, throw my new Nova bomb thingy because I'm a Warlock main. A lot of people know that. I'm really excited. The one thing I was disappointed was seeing the melee for Titan being another shoulder charge variant. I was kind of hoping we'd get something new. But as long as they make it interesting, I can care less if they use the same thing.
Or give us
if it
a
works
second melee option.
that as well. No, 100%. If it works with Paragon Greaves, I'm happy with that. That's like the main thing. If you're going to use the same shoulder charge animation, make sure it works with all the existing shoulder charge exotics in the game, and then we're all good.
All right, fair enough. So what else you got?
This is from Watson. Between Zavala and Ikora, who would you want seeing wielding the darkness?
They're both too noble. They wouldn't do it. Like if
I
Cade
think it
were
would
still
be
here, I
Ikora.
could see Cade doing it, but I can't see.
It would be Zavala won't do it. He's
He's
too
too proud.
prim. But Ikora, if it came down to it and she
I can
needed
see
to,
him doing it.
I can see her using Strand.
Yeah, but not stasis. But now that we're kind of getting hints that Osiris might get Strand, I'm like, oh yeah, Osiris is reborn. Let's go. The Phoenix rises again.
It could be Osiris is to Strand what Eris is to Stasis. Like a teacher more than him actually getting Strand.
Right, but it would be cool to see him like be like because he even in the audio for the trailer he hinted at like being able to like see things in a new light, and I'm like, oh, so did you get Strand, Osiris? Like, are you doing some cool stuff? Like so I'm
He's
excited.
also seeing things in new light because he was in a coma, and they brought him back by having him drink the spicy Nezarec juice.
Don't you mean Nescaf?
Nescafe.
Yeah, Nescafe. Like
I
love
still
that.
have like my issues with that cutscene in terms of just weird lore tidbits.
Go watch Mike's video, make you feel better about it, because like Mike explains it perfectly. Also, straight up, back to the point of the negativity of the community, real quick. You know shit's bad when Bife has to tell y'all to stop. When Bife legitimately has to address the negativity in a video, y'all
The
have
lore
gone too
daddy do
far.
something that there's an issue.
When you make him have to tell y'all to calm down, that tells you you're out of line. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, no, just in general, we need to just do better. Told, what else you got?
Well, we had one about Osiris, but we kind of like talked about that a little bit already.
Okay, what else you
got? That's it.
Oh damn! All right, shit. Okay. I'm over here. Think we got like a ton of questions. Snap.
Nah.
Like, but this was a pretty damn good show this week. We mostly ranting. I mean, like honestly, I'm just really excited for what happens in the next few weeks because like the Warmind stuff was so cool. We actually got like finally some lore significance about subminds. I'm like, what? We finally got clarification of how subminds work.
Rasputin actually might not just be this weird ambiguous figure in Destiny.
Also, to whoever leaked the like mid-season cutscene already, like eat a dick, like legitimately, for like y'all gotta stop data mining every.
They already
hear about
what?
that.
That's
yeah,
out, that's out there. Oh, now I gotta wonder if that's what.
It's obnoxious. Like they keep leaking every little thing, and it's like y'all but y'all wonder why Bungie does like keeps things under lock and key. And like while the argument can be that's not healthy for your community to keep things under lock and key for so long, y'all keep data mining every little thing. Like y'all literally data mined a cutscene. Y'all couldn't wait and had to data mine a cutscene. Like just stop. It's annoying, but that's just my 2 cents. So we're definitely next week going to be able to talk about the raid. We'll talk about Dawning a little bit more. Not the raid, the dungeon. We're gonna me, Toll, and a clan mate are gonna go play the dungeon and see how that is. So we will definitely report back next week about that. Who just dropped? Who dropped? Oh, Prince dropped. There's Prince.
I clicked on something and it was like, go here, and pulled me out of the call. So
Next week I will be talking more about the season in depth, being able to play it for a little more over than a few days.
Right, and like we'll definitely dive in more a little, especially once we'll have a little more like lower significance. We'll be able to dive in more, and plus the Dawnings next week, so we'll talk about that. But also we'll talk about the dungeon because we have no context yet. We haven't played it, so we're gonna go do that and have a good time with that. The guns look amazing for what we've seen already. I'm excited. I know some people are already on Twitter bitching about them getting the 7 Seraph guns as drops because they reissued the carbine and the revolver. And what's so funny is people were bitching that they didn't get the 7 Seraph weapons back as reprised with the Ikulos weapons. So I'm like, make up your mind. So
Just
yeah, that's,
happy I got my
Always gonna
carbine
find
back.
something to complain
I'm
about.
about to get me. I'm about to get me a fancy scout rifle. I'm about to get me a fancy machine gun, a fancy sidearm, a fancy grenade launcher. I'm about to get me a cowboy hat. I'm excited. So I guess I'm gonna go deal with the consecrated minds throw up. Cowboy, we do want to thank you for hanging out with us. Like I know you're not like still trying to like feel better, but we appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit.
Yeah, it was awesome being here. Thank you for having
Any
me.
final thought? Any final thoughts for the episode that you want to
Put
say?
out in the ether.
Going back to just how the community's been handling things, it's okay to be constructive of Bungie or give constructive criticism of them. I 100% encourage that, and honestly recommend people start doing that in the community so we can get some nice feedback, like back and forth. A great way, like, of saying something for me this season, I really like the machine gun, but one thing that really sucks this season is how hand cannons and the unstoppable mods are
Oh.
really hard to use. It's kind of annoying to have to wait a few seconds for the hand cannon, or have to spend 7 points for the grenade launcher. We need like a middle ground besides the arc melee or stasis melee, both of those, because it's just not fun using unstoppable this season. That's constructive and it's criticism, but I'm not offended anyone. I'm not saying like you're wasting your money on this and that. Just be nice about it. That's all I got to say.
Respect. Okay. But you know, like, we'll definitely have to have you back, because we definitely want to dive in more with you because your content's awesome and we love your how you like think about things. So definitely got to have you back for that, especially when you're feeling better because like this was last minute and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like just a general, Prince, what is your closing statement for this episode?
Well, Cowboy actually jogged my memory of something that I forgot to say earlier that I meant to say, which was that there's a lot of people complaining, but they don't offer up potential solutions. So it's, it just kind of builds on the constructive criticism thing. It's just like, if you're going to complain about something, have something like, how would you make it better? Because that's what I've just turned around and started asking people when I see them complaining is, okay, how would you fix it? Because a lot of people don't have an answer. They're just angry about things being the way they are. Closing thought. Just have fun with the game. Stop taking shit so serious. Like, complaining about the game and at the develop, it's not gonna bring positive change like you're wanting. Like, be better. That's my closing thought, is just be better. Do better.
Fair enough. Toll, what you got?
Like, there are actual issues in the game. Melee hit recognition
It's horrendous right now.
Horrendous. It is awful. That needs to be fixed. That has actual, like, we were playing private matches last night, and Pant and I would be punching each other, and, like, I think 2 out of 3 times, sometimes it would, like, most times we would kill each other, but it would be so delayed sometimes.
There would
And
be
other
times
times
where
it'd be
literally
like
we would
I
punch
would
each other
punch,
and we'd kill each other at the same time. It was so freaking weird.
or we would punch, and sometimes it wouldn't deal damage. Like,
Yeah.
do what you just did with shotguns to melees.
Yeah. Like, fix the randomness. And also, shotguns feel so good right now. Bungie, that's my closing statement straight up. Bungie, thank you for actually doing something that the community had asked for so long. Because shotguns feel like butter now. They feel
Feel
sexy.
good. Like,
feel
yes, I have to
powerful.
relearn how to use my Reese Walker, but
like, yo, precision frames feel buttery smooth. Like, I love my Fractus, my Matador. Like, legitimately, we're at a point where like a shotgun like can have a crap loadout, a crap like perk roll, but still can shoot well because it's not about the pellet randomness. It's shooting the way the gun is supposed to, and that is freaking awesome. So shout out to Bungie for actually doing that. But overall, my closing statement is just similar to Priz. And also, when it came to Glad's video specifically, he flat out said, "I don't know how to fix this. I'm just tired of it." And my brain goes, if you don't know how to fix it, how about take a break and don't play the content? Because even last season, you were literally getting one shot by things in Lightblade. Lightblade is still one of the hardest GMs in the game. There's still
I
hard
don't
content
need
to
PTSD from
do in the
Lightblade.
game.
Oh god.
Told no one heard anything you just said because you were like talking over me. What did you say?
Don't bring up that PTSD.
I have to
of
for my
Lightblade.
point. But like Lightblade is still one of the hardest GMs in the game. Glassway is back again this season, is still one of the hardest GMs in the game. There's still people in the community that have never done a GM. There's some people who have never done master content. There's still some people who have never done a day one raid. So when these when higher up like hardcore players are like, we want new content, we want better content. People like there's people who legitimately haven't even gotten through the content in the game. So redial your expectations, reset like how you view the game, because we're getting to a point where you don't see things the right way. And there's nothing wrong with taking a break. Like people will let you know when things are different. And if you don't like it, that's totally fine. It's okay. It's okay. That's all I'm gonna say is that like no one is going to judge you if you step back. You can read
Literally,
the lore books.
listen to the podcast, and we'll tell you when things get good.
And the thing is, they're still good right now from our perspective. That's the funny part. Like, we're enjoying the content. We're having, like, literally the night me, Toll, and Priz were up to like 4 a.m. just grinding the Warmind bunker and getting weapons. We were having fun.
Like the Warmind bunkers are fun because of how Bungie designed the encounter.
Yes.
Go play it. Go have some fun.
Right. So just enjoy the content. But like but don't forget that you can follow us on Twitter at Cosmos Radio. You can check out the website, cosmosradio.com. As of today, we will be posting it on social media on our TikToks later today. We are opening up our Discord to the community. So if you want to be part of the community and have a good time and like talk to us about the game, we will be opening up the Cosmos Radio station for everyone to come in and have a good time. You'll be able to submit the listener questions each week and be able to hang out with us and talk to us and just contribute your ideas. So get ready for that. We will have those links going live later today. So get ready for that. We will catch you folks next week, and we will catch you Starside. Peace.
Love you, bye.
Bike chain supremacy.
No one understands what bike chain supremacy means, Toll.
Leviathan's breath.
Oh my god. I love how like this man rode Darcy to hell and back, and now he's riding Leviathan's breath. It's so comical.